Now, there's some that say that the way to restore the Constitution is through an Article 5 convention, a convention of states.
I certainly would not want a constitutional convention. I mean, whoa. Who knows what would come out of that?
Just imagine if we have a constitutional convention, the number of people who will be unhappy and the number of people who say the results are not valid, and then they'll just ignore the entire Constitution, even more so than they do today.
Our only experience with the Constitutional Convention has been a runaway convention.
We have people on the right that are talking about the term limits and balanced budgets, while on the other side of the aisle they're talking about getting rid of the Electoral College, getting rid of the Second Amendment.
This is a dangerous thing, is because who will be the delegation are not defined.
We don't have people milling around in this country interested in politics that have an understanding that the founders had when they overcame a lot of obstacles. What we need are just more people that would read the one we have. But having a convention, the odds are that it would probably get watered down, not improved.
And some folks had approached me, and I had not done my homework. And they asked me to carry the Convention of States bill. So I introduced the bill, and I walked into the committee after having spent probably a week talking to people and doing my assessment and evaluation. And I stepped to the podium and told folks I could not, in good conscience, carry the bill and support it.
Do you really trust politicians in Washington to open up our great Constitution and meddle in it?
There are people who are going to game the amendments. This amendment doesn't apply in times of war. Okay, well, we've been at war in Afghanistan for 17 years. And if we didn't have a war, I told you, the first vote we take is for Speaker of the House. The second vote would be to declare war every Congress so that the balanced budget amendment wouldn't apply.
If you can't enforce an existing piece of paper, how are you going to enforce a piece of paper that has a little more writing to it? In other words, it's been amended.
I'm a big believer that it isn't the Constitution that's the problem. It is the people who ignore the Constitution, that usurp power and abuse the constitutional power that they ostensibly have. That's the real issue.
A constitutional amendment, change, or convention won't make any difference at all. It's up to us.
If we really want to balance a budget, if we're really worried about people being in office too long, it's up to us to hold our elected officials accountable.
And what can you do to elect good representatives and senators in your state legislature who understand the Constitution and are willing to take a stand when necessary?